So, Hamza, is it? Well, I guess I knew that there was a name under there somewhere. Yeah, that makes sense. And I guess, of course, they'd have to be parents. I just somehow assumed that, well, they were part of those that were captured or dead. I somehow didn't ever stop to consider that those people were abducting soul children. It somehow just felt like that would have been part of your family that disappeared. And that, well, we were your new family. 'Cause that's how it felt. And I guess I kind of feel that still. Maybe we'll always be family in some little weird twisted way. And to me, well, as long as you're happy with it, you'll still be Doom Lord. And maybe now that you can talk again, you can tell me about, well, anything from the rest of your life, and I could meet your moms and we could all hang out and maybe go to a nice place and eat some nice treats and stuff. And you could tell them about all our adventures together too. Maybe not everything, but I'm sure you can decide what to tell them that makes sense yourself. Well, I guess this is just a bye for now. I'll see you real soon again, Hamza. I mean, Doom Lord. Just gotta take care of some business, and then we'll do something fun together. Yeah, I can't wait. This is Red Moon Role-Playing.
You're moving towards the cellar, and the steps are leading you down into the darkness of the station. It reminds you a little bit of the temple in Armada. Enormous beams and riveted ceramic plates prove that you're walking inside the skeleton of the station. Endless drops and empty darkness can be seen around you when you pass from one level to the next. And you hear echoes of gunfire, screams, silence, humming of fans and machinery, just like last time you were here. And finally, the mural that you saw when you were here. The ideals of the Zenithian hegemony, drawn on the wall. But different from them is that it's so silent here. This is the third sphere. The home and the court of Elmeda, who you met cycles ago at this point. The door is open.
Well, starts to feel like home, doesn't it? Guess this could be a way. No security footage for us to look at from here.
No, we'll probably have to go straight to the woman in charge and see whose side she's on. I suppose I can offer her quite a substantial amount of burr.
And the ceiling in the hall that you come into is almost as high as on some of the floors in the spire, but it lacks the hollow screens of its civilized counterpart. The ceiling here is black, and the glittering rivet heads form squares rather than star constellations. The hall leads into a very large room, and there's cables with multicolored lights that crisscross this room, supported by pillars rising like trees among the tents that still cover the floor. Tents made from cardboard, old blankets, plastic trash, and old Dura plates. But it's all abandoned, all dead and quiet. Not quite. You see two Scavaras skitter off into the shadows. They're gone. And there's Almeida's grand tent.
Before we advance any further, I had a brief word with the Judicator and Appion. How do you want to play this, then? We're thinking we go, trade information. Do you think that'll be a problem?
I think that sounds like a sound strategy. We'll be close by in case you need us. Just call, all right?
Noted. In that case, this time I've got all gear ready. Some armour underneath the clothing. My twin carbine. I've advised Pig to load up as well. But we'll try our best to peacefully head towards this tent if no one stops us. Well, I have a feeling that she'll be expecting us.
What have you, Pig? You join this approach, or?
Yeah, I look at the Judicator and Apion as they, again, back off. I don't like having them around. I don't know, not anymore. I keep feeling I don't know which way the bullets are gonna fly. I start going with Carlo.
Almeida's grand tent is a mess, and it reeks of opor. But it's not empty. She is, in fact, there. Alone. Still wearing the hegemonistic ball gown. Her oiled hair is woven into a hat with gold embroidery. Her previously perfect makeup is smudged, and she's smoking a long opor pipe. The bionic cobra is slithering around on the floor. Frax, the Nicatra, is nowhere to be seen. You see immediately that she is out of it, high as a kite on opor. Oh, I recognize you. You were going to solve our Skavara problems. Seems like you did. No Skavara here. No people either, I suppose. She smiles.
Where's everyone gone?
You betrayed me, didn't you? You did this. My people. You could have saved us, but you didn't. They left. They left the court to dig deeper in the cellar to find resources. Many were lost, killed by slummers or the beast. Frax, brave Frax. He tried to help them. So brave, and so foolish. No more Nicatra here now.
We didn't betray you. We upheld our end of the bargain and moved on. We weren't... No offense, we weren't here to save your people. That was supposed to be your job.
It doesn't matter anymore.
So what, everyone's gone and now you just live here by yourself? No more power?
Yes. A court of one.
Not a bad life, I'd say. At least you got your friend down there, slithering about. Hey, listen, we was looking for some people that might have passed by. Anyone we should talk to?
What kind of people you're looking for?
Oh, I don't know. Someone who looks out of place. Someone maybe who shouldn't be down here. Maybe hiding from certain individuals. Maybe they might even look like me.
I haven't seen any. I haven't seen too many more of our kind. But, well, there were some dragons here before. But they're gone now. No dragons now.
Draconites were here?
Oh, yes, the Draconites. Yes, there were Draconites here. I allowed them to stay, generously. They gave me the opor, and they kept me supplied, and I have all I need now. And they could use some of the tents. I didn't bother them, and they didn't bother me, and we were good. And now they're gone.
Any idea where they went? Where they headed off to?
Do you know where dragons live?
In dragons' dens?
I think that's where you'll find them. Think about it.
We haven't got time to be searching absolutely everywhere in Coriolis. Are you sure you don't have any leads on any particular dens? And I lean forward, and I take out a data slab and I say, I'm not without empathy, Almeida. Maybe you're the queen of a court of one, but maybe with the right amount of burr, one could get some of it back. Help some people. I can do that for you if you actually help me.
I wish I could help you, dear, but my people are gone. They're probably all dead by now. I don't know where the dragons are, or where the people
But
are.
if someone was trying to fly off somewhere, someone trying to leave the station undercover, do you know any docking sites or places down here?
Oh, Frax kept track of all that. I just know the court. And you see her kind of wagging off into sleep almost from the opor.
Come on, man, we're wasting time.
A call's coming in.
I let out a sigh and answer the call, leaving the tent. Yes?
You won't believe this, but Well, I was listening into your conversation. Sorry, you're bugged. The Draconites are even more brazen than we could have guessed. She said something interesting, didn't she? The Dragon's Nest? So,
Yeah.
I had a look again at the home of Mandragore Ho, the Draconites' representative in the Council of Factions. And there's just a moment ago been traffic from his home that is similar to the traffic from the trader. They're in his home. Now, it would be a diplomatic disaster, catastrophe even, if, I don't know, we dispatched the Coriolis guards to raid the place. But, there's us, there's you. Perhaps you can infiltrate the place? Do the deed?
Drop in for a cup of kava?
Yeah, exactly.
Can you make sure that we can get in and out and we aren't arrested by the Coriolis guard for assassinations?
Oh, we'll sort all that stuff out. You don't have anything to worry about from the authorities. I'll try to cut off as many of the security cameras as well. Get the drones away from him there, too. I'll make it as clear as I can, but I don't know if I can take down the Draconites' own security stuff, but I'm sure you can handle that. You're resourceful, aren't you?
Get us a route, and me and Pig will handle it.
You get a route. Mandragora Ho's compound is on the Luna floor, which is where many of the station's politicians live. The factionary residents and their myriad of advisors and family members live comfortably here on wide streets lined with palm trees, mansions separated by sandstone walls and lush gardens to allow them a respite from the constant gaze of the public eye. Here on the Luna floor, there's a black marble path, and you can breathe in the dry air that's here. It's a cool breeze on your face that makes it clear that you have left the core and the ring far below, as well as the cellar and the dank smell from there. There is, however, not the urgent heartbeat and vibrancy of the rest of the station, that intangible essence that is the Third Horizon, life with all its flaws, a generational toil for a better tomorrow. No, this is refined, more like Sky City and the Monolith, more like the places that you come from, Carlo.
I have no time to pay attention to the lovely decor. I'm concerned. It's one thing to assassinate someone in some ruins or in the cellar. It's another thing to do it in a government building or a home of an important councilman. And I do not want to assassinate the head of the Draconites, or at least their representative. That's not a good thing to do. I look to Pig. Okay, this isn't good. So, okay, how about this? How about we try and, if we can, cause the security shutdown, find this building, get in, and we just need to find our defector, and that's it.
Yeah, sure. Could be that they've already handed over the information, though, if they're already with the Draconites.
Maybe.
And then... we can't touch a diplomat. Or can we? Is that what they want us to do? Take them all out if need be?
I really hope not.
Right. Well, I guess start with what you said. Get security... yeah. Offline.
Yes. The mansion of Mandragora Ho is opulent. It's hidden behind a high fence and protected by sensors and drones. But this shouldn't necessarily be impossible for you to handle, Carlo. Do you want to give it a shot with your data, Jin?
Let's give it a shot.
And if you succeed, we're going to want to do an infiltrate after that. To see if you can get in unseen.
3 6s!
Maybe we can handle this without infiltrate then. How about this? 3 6s, that's a critical success. If we can just get perhaps a technology roll, maybe deactivate some of the sensor systems by cutting the power. Is that something you think you can do, Pig?
That sounds like right up my alley.
Yes. After all, hardware sometimes is something I'm not so good at, and I will, once I get access, hand over the rest to Pig.
Alright, let's see what we can do here. And I bring to mind the article that Doomlord brought me about the new get-arounds on technology systems. maybe this will come to pass now. And my thinking of Tomb Lord somehow upsets me. There's a hesitance. You notice, Carlo. I seem to not be able to think clearly as I mutter something under my breath. And then I shake my head as I realize you're watching me. What I was thinking that if... Messenger, help me stay my course clear. Help me deliver unto this person at judgment so that I may proceed and come home to those that I hold dear. And I pray. Which then gives me a success.
That is all that you need then, with the critical success, especially on the data gen, and then this success on cutting the power. You're able to make it inside this opulent mansion. There's tomes and tomes, books, ancient artifacts. You see a few things that look like very modern weapons, experimental prototype stuff. This place is filled with all kinds of goodies. But that's not why you're here. You're not here to rob the place. Your path leads you to what must be the main office of Mandragore Ho. And you have not been seen. The systems are shut down. You see a man wearing animaturg armor who's looking out the window at the Luna floor outside. He hasn't noticed you. What do you do?
This man, does he look familiar? Didn't I meet Mandragore Ho?
You did. You met him at the banquet.
Yes, is that him? Is it the same height, the same width?
Yes, it is him. You don't see any signs of his bodyguard. He seems to be alone.
Well, he's not the target, and if he hasn't noticed us, then we need to go elsewhere, is my gut feeling, so I'm going to try and just sneak past. There's no need to get involved with him if he's not the... Well, he can't be the informant.
As you think that, you hear him speak. You're damn good. You could have killed me, but you haven't yet. Which means that you might hear me out, he says, still looking away. Would you like to see her, the defector?
Her? I turn to Carlo.
I keep my gun trained on Mandragore Ho. We could make a deal. I'm sure I don't need to explain the situation to you, but if certain things haven't been leaked to you, we don't need to be enemies, the Hegemony and the Draconites. People are choosing sides right now. Why don't you choose the winning side this time?
That's an interesting proposal. Let me tell you something. Let me warn you, because I should warn you. You have become tools of the powerful, and after today, you will know too much for your masters to let you live. I think you can expect Special Branch or Astroban assassins to come after you very soon. But then again, what do I know? He laughs. But you don't need to speak to me. Why don't you speak to the defector? She can tell you everything that you need to know, and then you can decide if you want to kill her, complete your mission, or perhaps not. And he presses a button, and a hidden entrance opens up behind a bookcase.
I squirm. I look so uncomfortable. I am holstering my weapon. Well, it's what we're here for. It's not gonna get any better than getting the permission of the ambassador.
What do you do, Carlo? Do you have this path to some kind of safe room?
I'm going to move forward. I'm going to say, don't do anything hasty. Again. This doesn't have to go down the way you seem to think it will. And I'm aware that we're tools. You don't need to throw away your tools while they're still useful. Maybe these tools, well, can become more useful than we're supposed to.
You have a very optimistic way of viewing the world.
We've got this far. You've got to give us that credit.
Yes, I do. Well, after you. And he points to the safe room.
I'm not happy at all. But whatever we do has to be done quickly, so I just move forwards quickly.
Inside the safe room, there's not much in it. There's a bed, and you see some supplies, and inside is a woman. A woman you both know very well, especially you, Carlo, because that is your sister, Elena. Mouse!
I draw a sigh of relief, seeing that it's not Aisha.
Mandragora speaks. Alas, Elena, it seems your brother has been dispatched to kill you. I hope it's not too much of a disappointment. She looks very, very scared as she hears that. Is this true?
I lower the gun just for a moment. Why? Why, Elena? Quickly, please. Why? Why are you doing this?
I have tried to tell you so many times. I just couldn't stand to be a part of it anymore. There's some things that you don't know. Our fleets, they will soon attack the Order. There's been subtle attempts to destabilize the Order made in the last year. You've seen it. You've been part of it, some of it, right? But the Hegemony and the Consortium are now preparing to have the Legion attack Zalos from Mira, while the Nader flotilla strikes against the Order blockade in Iwas. This is going to lead to all-out war in the horizon. And all of this power play made by the captain and the ship families, it's gonna work, but it's gonna damn us all. It will weaken us ahead of the coming storm. I have the attack plans, and with the help of Mandragora, I will warn the Order. If the Hegemony and the Consortium know that their plans have been leaked, perhaps they will think twice. I just haven't been able to get it out because the bulletin's probes are scanned by Special Branch, and all ships leaving Coriolis are searched from top to bottom. I just can't get a message out.
I'm sorry, do you truly believe that? That war is... that you can evade war? At this point, this is what they've all been gearing up for so long. Do you truly think an armed conflict is not gonna happen if you leak these things?
Well, the Hegemony and the Consortium, they're gonna have massive losses if they walk into a prepared ambush, basically. The Order are stronger. Perhaps with the Nader flotilla, maybe it can become a war of attrition, but both sides are going to lose a lot.
Not if they don't get the warning, Elena. Then we have a chance. I know the Order haven't done everything that I thought they did, but they did enough. They are a threat to the horizon. They need to be dealt with.
Mouse, this is... If we don't have the Order of the Pariah with us, I mean, they were the one who stopped the First Horizon the first time.
And then they joined them, Elena. They joined them. They were infiltrated too, and they did nothing to stop it. Nothing. This way, if we're infiltrated, maybe we can do something if we at least stay on course.
But do you truly believe that the Order are not going to be supporting us in a war? Do you truly believe that we're better off trying to stand by ourselves?
If we warn them, then we just begin the war now. They won't trust us, they won't trust this source, and you and I, and everyone in this room, well, I don't know about the council, but our family were on the cusp of being given everything, and they'll take it all away. Carol will be in danger. Aisha will be in danger.
As they're talking, I bring out my computer and I start trying to figure out where exactly we are bugged, because we already know that we're bugged. The adjudicator said so. They're listening into all of this, and if I can turn things off for a second, maybe that'll be helpful. Or it'll cause chaos.
I'm going to say that because you know that you're being bugged, and because you are a pro at this stuff, you're able to turn it off. You don't think the adjudicator can hear you now?
Yeah, I'm just doing that a little bit discreetly on the side as they're talking. because they're gonna know already that this is Carlo talking to his sister. And then I start playing a little bit with my pistol, my silenced accelerator pistol, just as a indication to Carlo that it is someone's gonna have to get shot, or there's only one way out. Someone's gonna die.
It's not wrong. Who? It can't be Elena. I look the direction of Mandragore Ho.
He smiles at you.
These people are supposed to have all the answers and all the technology and all the... I can't kill her. I won't. But she needs to disappear. She needs to be dead, as far as everyone else is concerned. I'm sorry, Elena, there will be no warning. There can't be a warning, but I need to try and get you at least alive and get you out of this situation. And I'm willing to...
And you know what that means, Carlo. That means we gotta disappear too. You can't come back to them empty-handed. You know you can't. They're gonna know you let her get away. They're not stupid.
Perhaps I can be of some assistance, Mandragore says. If you can get her to Kua, then perhaps my agents there can make it look real. Make it look like there was some kind of escape. Something along those lines, and you were fortunately able to get someone who is genetically identical to her killed. You can bring back the head or whatever you want. Whatever gruesome proof you wish to bring, you can bring.
Yes, that could work, but... What do you get out of it? You need to get something out of it.
Well, he gets the message, he gets the truth from her.
Well, no. Well, no, but she won't be... Well, what are you going to do with the information, Mr. Ho? We can't warn them. The Order of the Prior have to lose what's going to coming next. They have to. I'm not helping them, Elena.
Well, I suppose you'll just have to decide what you want to do, and I'm quite interested about what choice you're going to make here. I know what she knows, and there are others that know, but I'm not going to tell you who. You can save her life, though, or you can kill her here. Whatever you think is best.
I sigh a little. Are you politely informing me that it doesn't really matter? She's already told you, and...
Well, I can't get off the station. No one can. Except you, maybe. I can't get the word out. The attack will happen.
I'm racking things over in my own mind. At this point, if I'm able to get her off, if I'm able to make it look like she's dead, will that actually even be enough? Or is what he's saying, does it ring true? After all, I am a tool, but I'm a tool that was... They've chosen me deliberately. The wedding, a child, like I'm part of their game. They won't just kill me off. That would be a waste.
That could certainly be a possibility, yes. Yes, I mean, if you... The choice that you have is essentially you can save Elena. There's a way to do that. You will have to take a risk, though, because you're supposed to kill her. You're not supposed to save her. And if anyone finds out, that would be quite bad. They might not kill you, or they might. Who knows? They're about to take over the Third Horizon, basically. So, well, they have many things to think about. Can you stop the information from leaking out? Well, if you kill Elena, or if you don't let Elena escape, then you probably can. If you take her with you to the planet, what are you going to do then? Lock her up? Is that going to stop it from going? It's a choice, basically. Do you save your sister, or do you fulfill your duty?
I suppose everything in life is a risk. And one thing's for sure, if they come for me, they will regret it. They really will regret it. So, I have to try. Elena is family, just like Aisha. I really wish my family would all be on the same page and not be doing things that try and get their dear brother killed, but that's family. I'll say aloud, looking in the direction of Pig. Elena, I can't let you get that information out, but I can't let you die. You need to let me save you. And if you truly think the storm up ahead is too much for us, well, then we're going to need to deal with it. But it's not... I can't... If we try and warn them now, we just die, and it all happens anyway.
I put a hand on your arm as you're leaning, or, well, as you're facing me, and I say, I understand. The ambassador is making a point, though. With tools, we almost know too much. If we want to prove that we are reliable, we need to be able to show them that we can make the hard choices. Do you want to step outside? I say, and I kind of squeeze the handle of my pistol with the other hand.
I give Pig a look and say, No. No, Pig. We're doing it this way, not the other way. We're already targets. We've always been targets all our lives. And no. We'll make it so that they know that if they try and come for us, I'll burn everything. So, no.
Ambassador, what's your standpoint on the children of the song? The infection that people are talking about?
Yes, it's an interesting phenomenon, is it not? We do not think that it is some disease, necessarily. But, well, there is something happening there. The emissaries, the Second Horizon, they are clearly up to something. They too have plans in motion, but I'm not sure what.
Well, it seems like your family is really in the middle of it all. It's like it's a whirlwind around you, Carlo. One sister is here, defector, the other. I don't need to say it anymore.
She's not going to be a defector anymore. Whatever happens next, you're out of the game, Elena. Do you understand?
I know I don't want to die. If you can get me out of here, I'm not gonna do anything that you don't want me to do. All right?
We're gonna get you out of here, and maybe. I look at the councilman for a moment. No, you don't need to know anymore. Make your arrangements. Somewhere down the line, I'll owe you. I know that. I won't try and fight that. But no. The hegemony needs to win this time. Whatever happens next, we'll deal with it as it comes. But the Order of the Pariah will always be an obstacle, always be a problem. They made their choice. These are the consequences.
Well, I respect your choice. I can help you get off the station at the very least. Would be nice to stick it a little bit to our Zenithian relatives, shall we say. I can guide you either to one of my ships or to your own and get you there safely.
It better be our ship. Remember, we need to make it look like she's made an escape and I'm hunting her down.
Very well. I'll make sure that you have all the protection that you need. And he presents a rather intricate plan of subterfuge and disguise that will get you to your ship, if that's where you wish to go. Is it where you wish to go, then?
That's my decision.
Pig, are you on board with this as well?
I can't say that I am. I can't say that this is the right way to go. But with Doomlord, now with his parents, if he was still with me, because I feel like we're sending us further down a path of doom, then I probably would have put that bullet in Carlo's system myself, just to spare us a little bit longer. This is gonna be what truly dooms us, I muttered to myself as I holster my pistol and go along, just hoping that Aisha somehow will be safe.
And you move through the streets of Coriolis. The commercials on the whole screen are abruptly cut short by a rising sun. The logo of the bulletin's News at Dawn. The show's telltale theme blares across the core plaza. A fast-cut montage of landscapes from different planets is soon replaced by Dawn hostess Nana Eliadis wearing a neatly pressed kaftan. Welcome, people of the horizon, to a special live broadcast from Coriolis. We know that many of you have questioned the Council of Factions and our great leadership, but we have just been informed that those dark days are finally over. Over to our reporter in the Spire, Mafra Sarmina. Thank you, Nana. I am standing outside the faction hall where a press conference is about to begin with none other than His Excellency Johar Kassar, our new governor and chairman of the Council of Factions. The rest of the council members are emerging from the hall now. They are about to speak. The press conference begins. Camera drones follow a group of dignitaries lining up at the stairs, and former Ambassador Johar Kassar addresses the station. Citizens, people of the horizon, children and wards of the Zenith, today is a momentous day. We have heard your prayers and honored the wisdom of the Icons. A divided and weakened council threatened our very existence. Corruption at the highest level of government forced us to act. And he steps off the podium and descends the white stairs towards the waiting seas of select guests, reporters, and photographers. Your former governor, Kermal Dargosian, failed to keep you safe from the crime wave that recently plagued the station. The rot in the Coriolis Guard allowed anarchy to prevail over law and order. To give us a chance to rebuild, the council has today elected me as the 10th governor of Coriolis. My first act in office will be to restore order to our streets, and I hereby announce formally the formation of a new law enforcement directorate, the Sentinel Brigade, who will answer directly to our faithful judicators. The Sentinels consist of those of our dear siblings in the Syndicate whose esteemed families have renounced their illegal ways to unite with us in the light of the Zenith. An armored judicators march down the stair behind him, followed by former Syndicate gang members clad in the dark uniforms of the Sentinel Brigade. It is our right to celebrate the Cyclade and the greatness of the Third Horizon in peace. We shall wash away the filth and the troublemakers from our streets and plazas. Johar then turns to point toward a parted group of judicators guarding an impeccably dressed androgynous courtesan in handcuffs. The new governor raises his voice. Moreover, the council's investigation of the corrupt, anti-republican interests that have tried to destabilize our society has yielded fruit. Terminos Liti of Alam's temple is hereby placed under house arrest, and a warrant has been issued for the so-called spokesperson of the Draconites, Mandragor Ho. Both will be charged for their unpatriotic activities and dealings with the Solosian martyr tugs. This investigation has also led us to rule that the Order of the Pariah no longer deserves a seat at the table, regardless of the tragedy of Sister Alma's death during the core riots. The followers of the martyr are to be regarded as terrorists and a threat to the Third Horizon. A threat we aim to deal with swiftly and effectively as an alliance of true Zenithians between the Consortium and the Hegemony. Lastly, a poll conducted at an emergency meeting of the Popular Assembly clearly shows that your faith in the operations and financial stability of the Free League has deteriorated to the point where we can no longer in good conscience cooperate with them in matters of macropolitics. The League's costly strike earlier this cycle forced the Consortium to restore balance by way of the Humanite Act. Somewhat controversial legislation, perhaps, but absolutely vital for our survival as a civilization. We cannot risk another disruption like the strike again. Let me therefore introduce you to our new, strong and loyal council, representing safety and security for the Third Horizon. And the hollows cut back to the bulletin studio, and Dawn hostess Nana smiles at the camera, and the screen behind her lights up with portraits and presentations of 7 uniformed and bejeweled military and political dignitaries. News of Dawn have been given the honor of introducing you to your new leaders, elected with a landslide majority at the council earlier today. First up are Heimekvana, Karel Zenoni, and Tahira Markoon, whose selfless service in the Zenithian fleets and the Legion has kept us safe during many dark days. An infusion of military blood will strengthen the council's resolve. And you, of course, know our next name from her visit to our broadcast earlier this cycle, Soba Hernan, former operation manager of our interests in Uharu. She is followed by 2 well-respected names, Anadin Usidia, the council's former mediator and lobbyist in the otherwise difficult system of Sadal, and Aiden Birbasil, who is paid for the creation of the Sentinel Brigade out of his own pocket to stop the violence haunting our streets. Our 7th name is Selab Din Rama, who is leaving a career as an esteemed cultural attaché and negotiator in the conglomerate Unkua. The names and accomplishments of the new council members appear before their portraits on the screen, and the images are then sorted into a pyramid shape with Governor Johar Kassar at the top. Dear viewers, these are your new strong leaders, a council that will bring us forward together. The 13 seats are once again filled, and as you can see, the Icons are with us. Revered Archerat Vasima of the Church of the Icons will take over the Observer's seat previously occupied by the Emissary. Keep watching for more interviews and expert commentary on each of their representatives throughout the day. And the broadcast ends. And you have both seen this broadcast now. What do you think about it?
I am scared. somehow. It's all going in the direction, it has been for a very long time now. And I guess it's good for Carlo, maybe, that his brother is up there. But I don't feel safe for any one of us right now. And that's the official announcement of the Sentinel Brigade as well. I look at Carlo. I say as we walk, listen, I don't think I want to return to the monolith after this. I just don't feel safe. I'm probably gonna go underground with the Syndicate and I'll haul in for a bit.
That's fine. I'm afraid I still need to get to Aisha. I'm going to try and see if she and Alina can disappear. Maybe those connections that apparently are all over the place can be used. That's all we need to do, Pig. Make family members disappear. And make it more of a hassle to go after them than a benefit.
You can send Aisha to Bay Basin. That's probably where I'm gonna be.
Sure. And I look down at my datapad. I've begun to devise a method of insurance. I'm going to slowly begin gathering an awful lot of secrets, an awful lot of data. And I'm just going to make sure that, just in case I suddenly disappear, well, maybe quite a few things will get released. But it's going to take time, of course. That's my plan. They want to come kill me, they can. But I'll be far more useful alive.
Yes, you begin making those kinds of preparations as you are traveling throughout the station, and as the news sink in, the core plaza goes quiet. Some fold their hands in relieved and hopeful prayer. Others stare up at Nana Eliade's enormous face in despair. A large group of the Shun Mystics and the Children of the Song stand in the Neoptra spaceport, looking for a shuttle to take them down to the monolith and away from all the hatred of Coriolis. Angry cries rise from the protesters and pilgrims outside the Garden of Seekers. Rocks and makeshift clubs are made ready for a dance of rage. The black visors of the adjudicators glimmer coldly, and the AK pistol safeties are disengaged. The guard is relieved, and their positions taken over by sentinels recruited directly from the Syndicate, sporting tattooed lips and scarred heads, duraclaws and stun guns. The horizon holds its breath. The first shot echoes through the darkness, a tiny spark in a vast powder keg. Things change quickly as you're traveling. The commotion of the crowded streets and the rioters' chant for justice suddenly becomes muffled as you appear to fall into yourselves. Everything turns dark and then very bright. You open your eyes, and you see rolling terraced fields. 2 familiar pale suns warm your face, and you recognize the world around you from a dream from long ago, what you saw in the hospital when you met the emissary. This time you're standing at the foot of one of the mighty temples. Grey granite steps lead up the side to the towering ziggurat. You hear footsteps and a familiar voice.
My friends, at last we meet again.
Golden floral tattoos on dark skin, an embroidered, multicolored hat, a bright smile. The singer welcomes you as they descend the stairs, the wind over the field tugging at their red shawl.
Our enemies have burrowed deeper inside your society than we thought. You must awaken and see the forces at play for what they are.
The Symmetry Mystic stops and takes each of you by the hand. Their touch crackles with static electricity.
You have been chosen. You carried the seed that could save your horizon. Let us guide you, give you eyes that see, strength that does not fail, the right to condemn or redeem. The servants of the butterfly have infiltrated your council. You must stop the corrupting infestation that spreads through your cluster. You must stop the growing dark. Heed my words and go to the monolith. Together with the children of the song, you will be more powerful than the Zenith. Become their shepherds and embrace your calling. Seek the heart of the monolith and let its fire cauterize the darkness. Aisha is waiting for you there. She needs you.
And before you can say anything, you look up at the twin suns that seem to expand and swallow you. A distant rumbling echoes across the plains, far off thunderclaps wandering over the ridge at the horizon, and you suddenly find yourselves back on Coriolis. The station creaks and moans under your feet as the riots intensify. You have awakened and hear the heart of the monolith calling out to you. Thousands of voices unite in prayer, singing your names as the prophets that will lead the people into a new third horizon. And you see Aisha there, among them, calling for you. And then you are where you need to go, by the red moon. But you're not alone. There are people there. Judicator Kosha, holding Nadina by the arm in a tight grip. Dinai Astir. And Apion is there too. Dinai speaks. Excellent, you have secured the trader, I see. I didn't believe it when the Judicator told me, but... well, it hurts when family turns on us, doesn't it? You have come to leave her with us, right? That way all will go to plan and things will be the way they used to be again. Strong, united horizon under Zenithian leadership. But don't you see, Elena says, don't you see we're playing right into the hands of the enemy? We'll be even more divided than we are today. We can never stand against the tidal wave that is about to hit us if we don't join forces with the other factions. That is a very defeatist notion to harbor, Elena Zenone, Dinai says. The captain will guide us, and with the power of the Nadir flotilla, none will be able to stand against us. The order will be crushed, once and for all, Dinai replies and smiles. To you, Izam. Izam, come. Do it for your family. Do it for your unborn child. Hand Elena over and all this will be done. It will be proof of your unwavering loyalty to the hegemony and to the captain who has guided us so wisely since the days of the Zenith. Carlo, Izam, and Pig, you will have to make a choice. Give Elena to the hegemony or refuse.
Filled with the song and the calling to lead. I can't run away. I can't go hide even if that's what I want. Aisha counts on me. They all count on us. Farouk counts on us. From the other side, I knew he was alive still. There's a side of this world that we can't even see. A darkness where they operate. The Nazarene sacrifice, but also a light from where the others are. The true powers and the true icons. They've led us this far. Carlo's choice. At first I thought it's the doom of us. But now I realize that it was the only choice. The only way forward towards where we're going. My eyes grow cold, but I also feel compassion as I raise and undo the safety on the Legionnaire carbine. I just say, well, that's a damn shame. And I get ready to start firing upon them, upon Kosha, and the rest of her decepted crew.
And Carlo, what do you do?
I am filled with anger and rage. This song, a lie. It's children pawns. But I need a tool. I need a tool to cleanse the hegemony of this infection, this Nazarene sacrifice. Of course they're here. And of course the Heuschober are involved. And it would be so much more difficult to protect my family without some sacrificial pawns. So, my only concern is how much I'll be able to resist this disease. But I suppose I'll have to think of that later. This song of an icon. These forces do not want the best for us, they want the best for them. But if they want me to use them, I suppose I have no choice. But maybe I can use this. Use this to purge the enemy. This is going to be awfully messy. Before I fire, I'll just say, you could have let this go. You could have let me disappear. This, my sister, you know, and you'd have got everything you wanted.
Denai looks at you. You remember her in the room when she told you about the fact that she was pregnant and the fact that she wanted to marry you and the kisses and the love, well, not the love, sex, whatever it was that you shared. Are you going to fire upon them? Upon your unborn child? Upon your wife?
I'll try not to kill her. But I need to protect Alina, Aisha. I need to protect my family. And if that means burning out the hegemony from within of the Nazarene, I can't do it alone.
And the trigger is squeezed. As soon as I can get rid of Kosha, if I can, I'm gonna throw one of my other pistols. That's the idea, at least. Take her out. Let the automatic go hard and warm.
And as you move to fire, Nadina immediately catches what you're doing. She makes a move, goes for the Judicator's weapon. A shot goes off and Denai begins stepping backwards with a shocked look on her face. She's looking at you as, you, Carlo. And she holds her stomach and lifts her hand, revealing it covered in blood. It wasn't supposed to end like this. And the entire area is just blanketed by gunfire. And you hit the Judicator. You're sure of that, Pig. Then you see Appion pulling her away. There's fire coming your way. It's all chaos. And then it's silent. Nadina is panting on the ground. Denai is coughing blood and is lying on the ground. Elena is fine. What do you do?
I rush over to Denai. I look to the ship. I'm already shouting to get everyone on board, and I just say, you might be able to survive that wound.
Do you want me to try and help her?
If she's... Denai, you need to... We need to purge the corruption from within. That's why I'm doing this. The Nazarene aren't... They are in the hegemony. They are in the Ashjaban. And I can't... You could
take out an M dose and I inject it into her.
Her child. And she passes out. You've given her the M dose. You've got to go. You've caught the attention of the Sentinel Brigade. You see some of the black-clad guards heading your way. What do you do?
Is it too late to drag her on board the ship?
I can lay down some cover and fire.
Let's roll for ranged weapons then, whoever's trying to create cover here, and see if this actually works.
I released my hold on the M dose, and I closed the med kit quickly, as I then raise up and start firing upon these Sentinel Brigade people. That's one success.
Well then, yes. You're able to buy time. You drag Denai Astir aboard the Red Moon and you depart. She's in pretty bad shape. Really bad shape, actually. You're gonna have to try to save her, Pig, if that's what you want to do. Elena rushes in and starts helping Nadina to get the ship going. Come on, we have to get planetside. We gotta get Aisha.
I'll take it to the med bay. Come on.
Okay, and I get to the cockpit and I just say to Elena, "Oh, Elena, why did you have to make this so difficult?"
Well, it's what I do. She smiles at you. I'm glad you made the right choice, brother.
I don't think I did.
God damn it. Is this the same way it's gonna go? We go to that strange place, one of your siblings get messed up, and I end up patching them up? Why does it feel... And I just fade out as I start focusing on trying to administer care for this woman that I don't know. This is not Carlos' sister. What am I going on about?
Yes, and you attempt to treat her. And Elena wants you to go and find Aisha. That's what the vision also said. Is that what you're going to do?
Well, definitely. I've done it now. Now I throw my lot in with revolutionaries and fools. But, like I said, the only chance I have is to use this power, these children. Fine then, we just need to burn the Nazarene to the ground, and we can't do it from within. Not without sacrificing my family, so we'll go find Aisha, and we'll see if we could ride this chaotic train to its destination. Who knows? Maybe if these emissaries do come and try and take over the horizon, I'll be in the position to put a bullet in their head as well.
Yes. And we will then jump to the red moon entering the atmosphere of Kua. The ship shakes as the atmospheric pressure outside rises as the red moon is descending through the atmosphere of Kua. The Coriolis station floats quietly in stationary orbit over the black monolith far below. But in her belly, the streets are aflame and soaked in blood. The peoples of the horizon are rising, words turn into action and action into conflict as the factions stake their claims to power, worth, and survival. The same situation awaits you down in the fire-infested districts of the conglomerate, in the narrow alleys, snaking their way up toward the palaces of Covenant City and to the nightlife of the Esplanade of Thousands, where the inhabitants of the monolith see storm clouds gather over the green jungle floor below. And you step out into the crowded heat of the conglomerate and you look up at the black artifact on the horizon. Your bodies vibrate with the presence of the messenger, like the walls of a temple at the height of a choral prayer. Your minds are drawn toward the white stairs of Covenant City and the Verde shaft that leads to the Forbidden Sector. You feel the children of the song anxiously awaiting your arrival, siblings in harmony in the shadows of the monolith. You wander through the streets and alleys of Marsukalas and Ara, crossing bridges over swollen canals and rivers. There are people everywhere, and you need to push your way through the crowds to get to the Panjiman Water Plaza near one of the Covenant wall checkpoints. You feel drawn to that place somehow. The plaza is raised on stone arches that form a high, wide bridge over the dark waters of the Ramishar River. A crowd of mystics are gathered at the water plaza. You recognize Masar and Nava there as well as others, and they welcome you with open arms. Friends, chosen ones, you've come. And you see how the children behind fall on their knees in united prayer, seemingly directed at you. You understand why, Pig? It's because you are the machine icons chosen. Aisha and Sahir, they're waiting inside the monolith. Come on. Something big is happening. We have a safe route to go to where we're going now.
Good. Take us there. Be careful. Let's keep our head down. Well done on securing a route.
I quickly attempt to send a message on my datapad. I need to give Carol the only warning I can. He'll need to denounce us. All of us. I can't tell him any more than that. But in that coded message, I will say this is all for the family. And, well, that's that, because of course whatever happens next, I have to take the route of secrecy and use these fools as a cloak.
You attempt to send your message. You encode it heavily. You're not sure if it's going to be able to get through the quarantine that's set up around Coriolis. But, well, if anyone can make it happen, it's you. You've sent it to him. Hopefully he'll be able to read it. You're able to climb a few levels of the monolith, reaching one of the largest excavation sites that are situated just below what's called the Fort of the Astroban, which is actually their headquarters. The platforms of the Soldame column here are full of drilling gear and workers' barracks hugging the side of the artifact. And there's a plasma-cut tunnel that has been painstakingly dug into the side of the coral-like metal, twisting inward in a way that reminds you of the fractalized damage done to the Saphira in Huaru. And there she is. She's standing just inside the entrance, waiting for you.
Oh, thank the icons you're safe, Aisha.
Pig, Izam, Elena, you're here. It's so nice to see you. Before the end, she smiles at you, and then the ground begins shaking. Violently, it's an earthquake. rocks are falling, and part of the monolith is crumbling. But the entrance where she was standing, it's blocked. You see her through the rocks. She's behind there somewhere. It's all happening faster than I thought.
What? Aisha, what have you done? What have you done?
Can you stop it? Can we stop this?
I don't know. I don't know what gifts the light of the icons will bestow on us at the heart of the monolith. But I feel that this is where our paths diverge. And I'm so glad that I could see you one last time. You two have an important role to play. But not here. Not now. You have become Terabs for the whole horizon. The new messengers. Children of the machine icon. You must tell our story to the people. Peg, Izan. Elena speaks. No, Aisha, please, we can find a way to get you out.
Aisha, this is nonsense. I don't care about the machine icon. I only care about you. Us.
This is what we need, Carlo. For us all to proceed, we need to stop the Nazarene sacrifices. You know you want this. She wants this. We're all in this.
There's no time. My brother. My sister. She looks to you, Pig. Go. Remember me. And there's flashbacks of your time as children, of rescuing her from the hospital, of your adventures together, of you braiding her hair, Pig, seeing her closing the dark maelstrom. It all flashes before you. And the machine icon speaks to you.
From the fields of Argonas to the jungles of Kua, the world is infinitely vast and yet strangely small. You are our children, as we were to those who came before. Icons wandering the stars. We are heralds and protectors, the guardians that banish the darkness of Arda, the glass that keeps the butterfly out. We are hope and peace and life beyond. Today we reclaim what has been. Today we stop the clock and take a stand. Today we cull the growing dark. With light through fire, we bring about a new horizon.
And the shaking grows more and more violent. A voice is crackling on the radio. It's Nadina. Carlo, we're coming to get you. There's something that's happening. The readings are off the chart.
I try to save my sister. There's no reason, there's no logic. I try and beat my hand on rock. I try and shoot it out of the way. I won't leave her by choice.
You do all those things. And you make progress. But at this rate, it's going to take a very long time to get through. And the red moon is hovering by our location with the cargo bay doors open. Nadina's standing there in an exo. Come on.
She'll be okay, Carlo. You just gotta trust in this. Trust the icons for this once.
I roar with anger and follow Pig. I will never forgive the icons for this. Never. I will never forgive this machine icon. And if I can destroy it, I will. But I keep that to myself.
Suleiman, a bit closer. Yes, Sahiba. Now. And you're able to jump onto the cargo bay doors, and you are inside the Red Moon again. And as you get inside, you feel the ship shaking. The monolith is shaking. It's pulsating. Go! Nadina says, and the ship speeds off. Suleiman is taking you as far away from it as possible. And you look back and you see crackling discharges that are shooting out from the planet. The artifact's protective shell of coral metal breaks apart. The monolith, it cracks and breaks apart. It's pulverized in a rain of dust and falling rocks. The mists sink to reveal the dark core, a sword measuring 4 kilometers in height and 300 meters in width, made from perfectly cut hexagonal metal columns fused together and gleaming in the sunlight. The conglomerate is covered in glittering mineral dust, and the rivers in the delta turn black. As the shell falls, Sky City and the capital of the hegemony falls with it. Rippling outward from the fall of the Zenithian leadership, new quakes open up the earth and new plateaus rise along the equator. Deep wounds in the ground lead the rivers to form new lakes, but the cataracts, the enormous dams that protect the districts of the city from flooding, they stand firm. Perhaps they are gifts from earlier generations who experienced the power of the monolith for themselves. Across the conglomerate lowlands, valleys are flooded and underwater caves drained, exposing ancient ruins and hidden treasures. The sword, the monolith, it releases a concentrated discharge, a beam of blinding light. This travels upward, through the atmosphere, and strikes the Coriolis station high above the city with a lance thrust of fire. The ring is torn from its spokes and crashes into the tip of the spire. The waters and forests of Lake Abra freeze in the vacuum as the fleets of the Legion and the Hegemony burn and disappear in bright flashes of light like a swarm of fireflies. The station hangs in silence for a second. Then, the lights go out, section by section, and the enormous grav projectors in the cellar give up. The station, now spinning, starts falling into the atmosphere. As its hull catches fire, the reactors explode and a blinding light flashes across the jungle. The zenith's dying breath, as bright as a star. Pig, Doomlord, Hamza's face flashes before you. The explosion turns the rest of the station into a rain of burning meteorites. Parts of the core crash into the Gyrides Sea and bring it to a boil. The rest is scattered over the woods of the Vasma Valley and the Verkana Plateau. The bombardment leaves forest fires, earthquakes, and leveled cities in its wake. Wounds that given time might heal, but that will scar the third horizon long after the end of the Last Cyclade. We cut ahead to an undetermined point in time. Maybe a cycle later, maybe more, maybe less. Time is difficult, and Coriolis cycles are no longer used, for obvious reasons. Carlo, I will ask you now. You can, if you wish, still be with the Hegemony. What you did, it's not something that necessarily anyone needed to find out about, because they're all dead. Most of them anyways. Denai survived. You can fulfill what you agreed with her. Or you can leave the Hegemony. Make a path for yourself somewhere else, perhaps with Nadina. What would you like to do?
All I wanted was to protect my family. And so many of them are gone now. Hell, the entire Xenon family might be gone. Except Elena. Huh. I'll make sure she disappears with... Well, I have a feeling I know what Pig will pick. But civilization deserves a chance. This horizon cannot be lost to madness and anarchy. It cannot be lost to this machine icon, savior. I have just seen its salvation. It wants me to be its messenger, fine, but I'll do so on my own terms. I'll try and return. I'll try and use the chaos, the confusion to resurface if I can. I want to cleanse it from within, and I thought maybe I could use these children to do so, but this chaos, this madness, it's too much now. Maybe that gives me an opening. Maybe our family can still survive, and the Third Horizon can still have some order. So I will attempt to return to the Hegemony if I can. If I can.
We will cut to a moment of that future. You're looking out the window to the stars. The Zenithian flagship is headed to Amido and the dome city of Z, a Zenithian colony on the forested slopes on the Allantides, which the remnant of the consortium and the Hegemony had taken over from the expatriates. The Asarita, it survived. And your betrayal was not revealed. The baby starts crying in the room. Is it a boy or a girl?
I think it's a girl.
Denai wakes up and stirs in bed. It's your turn to feed her, Azam. I want to sleep some more.
I go to do so. How did she handle the conversations we had? I really tried to convince her that what I did wasn't a mistake. But I also had to convince her later that I still believed in a cause. I believed in something, but I still believed that the best way to save the Horizon is to... whatever remains of the Nazarene, take down no matter where they are. And who knows, now that everything is chaos and confusion, maybe that's more possible than it was before. Maybe. Did she come round?
Everything has been reset. Most of the hegemony is destroyed. The things that mattered before matter differently now. There's only a few things that remain the same. You had an unborn child who was born, beautiful daughter. You are its parents. And there's not a lot of people that can protect this child. But you can, if you stay together.
It's strange, because as I look at my child, I am always aware that I could have killed her. In fact, I probably would have allowed it. But at the last second, maybe I couldn't. But she exists now, and she's a Xenon, and I need to preserve the family. I might be the only one left, other than dear Elena, wherever she now is.
What have you named her?
Aisha.
Pig. You're outside Bay Basin, inside the laboratory. Al-Halim has shown you the way, and he has taken one of your hands and led you through the facility. Scientists in hazmat suits working diligently, moving samples between stations. Finally, you come to a small room, where a machine is rhythmically beeping. There's a smell of rose water inside.
Danan, our child has been born. You should meet them.
He moves a curtain and reveals, yes, what is it that you see before you?
It is the peak of everything that we've collected. It looks human, but the tone of the skin is different. It's almost ashen grey, hints of green and blue in places. The combination of genetics, of samples taken, of biosculpting. Everything broken down and built up at its finest level. It's a marvel. It's one of us, and yet it's something that I know will ascend all of us. It's what the icons wanted us to make. It's what will prove that the emissaries are the false voices. This one might harness it all. Mystical powers, intellect, strength. Will it be our soldier? Will it be our future leaders? Either way, it's what's going to lead us forward in these new times. Times without Coriolis cycles. What am I now? A leader? A prophet? A conduit? So many voices calling upon me, but they're no longer only the voices of those that I've lost. The living need me now, too. I was haunted. Now I'm called upon. I'm called to act. What was that sword? What truly happened to the monolith? Was that the weapon of the enemy? This makes me a commander of inquisitors with a clear mission to root out the enemy with my allies, by myself, and those that we will be hunting. They will call me Doom Lord.
And with that, this part of Mercy of the Icons, the Last Cyclade, comes to an end. You have listened to an episode of Red Moon Role Playing, where we play the campaign Mercy of the Icons for Coriolis, which is published by Free League. In this third part, we are taking on the Last Cyclade. The music was created by AlphaZone and Sable Sun and was used with permission from their label Cryochamber. Please check out cryochamber.bandcamp.com or their YouTube channel for more of their lovely dark ambient. We also used the official Coriolis soundtrack by Stars on a Black Sea. We'd like to give massive thanks to our champions of the Red Moon, Martin Heuschober, Simon Cooper, David, Julia, Camilla, Bob Lange, Cameron, Graham Barey, Doug Thomson, Lily, Mike Parker, Maciej, and Black Templar for their generous support. And we'd of course also like to thank all of our other patrons. Without your support, this show would not be possible. If you want to support our work, please check us out on Patreon. You can get access to bonus campaigns for Cultivating the Lost, Call of Cthulhu, and Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay there, and you can also get early and raw access to all of our recordings and hear your name read on the show as a champion of the Red Moon, as well as play some Cult with us. Most importantly, that support is what keeps the show going, so do check us out there. Thank you again for listening, and remember that Uhaya has traversed the darkness to guide us. The journeys of Pig and Carlo will continue and end in Wake of the Icons, which we hope to begin releasing in the latter half of 2025. Until then, may the Icons guide and protect you on your own journey through the horizon.